Ways to achieve limb lengthening success. Limb lengthening is a very significant procedure nowadays as it gives hope to people needing to lengthen their limbs. This process is not mainly for cosmetic or appearance enhancement purposes, but it is also essential for those who have abnormalities on their legs that hinder them to live a normal life. This is the reason why limb lengthening procedures are of great importance. But besides the fact that limb lengthening surgery is important, it is also a fact that limb lengthening surgery is a very sensitive and quite risky procedure. Sometimes, success is hard to achieve and patients end up more frustrated than before. So, what should one do to achieve limb lengthening success instead of limb lengthening frustrations? The best thing to do is to consider some ways that can help make sure the limb lengthening procedure you will undergo will yield success. Ways to consider for limb lengthening success. 1. The need for limb lengthening surgery. Before you rush into surgery, it is important to meditate first on how intense your need for limb lengthening surgery is. Limb lengthening surgery is not a simple operation and it is not a painless process. Make sure you really need this or you could only be risking yourself and wasting your money. 2. Knowledge and the best doctor's advice. Before you go into limb lengthening surgery, be sure you are equipped with knowledge about this surgery. It is not enough to rely on doctors' advice alone. You should also have your own stock of knowledge because some doctors will advise you surgery even when not needed and won't even tell you about the risks of limb lengthening, just to make money. Should you decide to rely on doctors' advice alone, be sure it is the best advice you can get. 3. Risk and complication awareness. Before you go into limb lengthening surgery, it is a must to know what the risks and complications of limb lengthening surgery are. This is so that you will be aware of what you are going to go through. Just as it is a must to equip yourself with knowledge about the procedure and get doctor's advice about the matter, it is just right to ask your doctor about what the risks of complications are and if there is any way these risks can be avoided. Knowing the risks will not only keep your awareness heightened, but will also keep you from worrying too much and getting nasty surprises in the end. 4. Budget. Before you go into limb lengthening surgery, you must remember that this procedure is not a cheap process. Rather, it requires a very hefty budget. Be sure you have enough funds for this operation because aside from the surgery, you will have to spend for medications as well. Limb lengthening surgery is not a piece of cake financially. Make sure you are not only ready with knowledge but also ready when it comes to finances. After all, if this is what you need and you are well aware about what you are going to go through, as well as when you have the budget, success is nearby and the results could be worth your money.